Hello, guys. Welcome back and blessed be. I know it's my thing to have a fox to just kind of de-stress this all out. I'm gonna have a permanent kink in my neck after a while from holding them all, but I think it's gonna be okay. Today I wanted to deal with a little more serious topic. It seems to be coming up for a lot of people lately. It seems, I don't know if the gods run in like major patterns with a lot of people, or it just seems like it happens for a lot of people at once. But since it's a Lokean channel, dealing with the broken god aspect as I deal with it, but dealing with Loki as the broken god is what happened after the imprisonment or during the imprisonment, or however you interpret that to be, if you interpret it to be ongoing or him to have been freed, people interpret that differently. But sometimes some people get that aspect entirely. Some people seem to get a little bit of it from him. And when he's in that aspect, he obviously can have a lot of issues with trusting anyone with all that has happened to him, and that's understandable. And the thing is, with we humans, we tend to take the stories, and for us, it's easy. We tend to take the stories and set them aside, and we even tend to say, well, no, we've grown beyond having stories for gods and goddesses. They're just metaphors for something else. And yet, even if the story's just a metaphor, there is clearly something terrible that has happened to him. And he does, in this aspect, have, a lot of tragedy that has happened to him. And he has a lot of trouble trusting easily. And, you have to be very gentle when you're dealing with this aspect. He can be very wild in this aspect, and he can be very angry, and a lot of people would describe him as dark and scary at times, and he can be all that, and he can be very aloof, and he can be very, almost unloving at times, and he can seem like he's getting rid of people, and it's all down to what he's experienced, and rightly so. If you went through losing your children and being in prison and having your wife in prison with you for all that time, or still going through it, you would have your trust issues yourself. And I hate the word issue. It makes it sound so trite. It makes it sound like, he could go to therapy and he'd be all better. But it's something that's always going to be a part of him. It's a part of his divinity. It's whether the stories were made up to explain that part or whether this is something that happened, it doesn't actually matter. It's part of his godhood. This part of Loki has a lot of problems trusting. He's just been so hurt and so wounded. He's like an angry cat, or an angry fox. He'll back up into the corner and he'll just lash out and snarl at you. At the same time, he's terrified and he doesn't want left alone. So you just have to be very gentle with him, and you just have to be very loving with him, and you just have to remember that he's angry and he's hurt and he's confused and he doesn't know who to trust. And obviously he's near you because he wants to be near you. Loki doesn't go near people he doesn't want to be near. He will not do that. If he doesn't want to be near people, he won't go near them, or he'll just pound them into the ground, or he'll do something dreadful to them. He'll make sure that he makes it clear he doesn't want to be near them. And he will, sort things out for himself. And he needs time. He does. In this form, he needs a lot of time, and he needs to be shown repeatedly that he can trust you. It's just like if you found, since we use foxes for him, it's just like if you found a fox in the woods and it was so badly hurt to the point where it could never live on its own in the woods again, and for whatever reason you had to rehabilitate this fox. That fox is not going to instantly love you and curl in your lap and lick your face and say, oh, I love you, thank you for rescuing me. He's going to bite you and snarl and growl and hide in the corner and be terrified. He's going to do what a fox is going to do because that's normal fox behavior, and that's how he should behave, because he has no reason to trust you. And this path has no reason at times to trust anyone, but he can and he will learn to trust people eventually. It takes some time, and it takes him repeatedly being shown that you're not going to abandon him, that you're not going to turn on him, that you're not going to walk him away somewhere, that you're not going to leave him there. It's just, it's one of those things with being a Lokean. It's one of the things we never really talk about because, it hurts most Lokeans so much to think about. But we usually don't talk to him about it because it hurts him so much. But it's one of those things that when it comes up, if it ever comes up with him, just be very sensitive and just be very gentle. And if you feel that form, that kind of energy coming on, if he starts acting that way, if he starts acting irrational, starts acting hurt, wild, and lashing out, just understand where it's coming from. And, it's not really intentionally towards you. He's wild and he's hurt from what he's been through. And, it's understandable. He's not doing it to be, cruel towards you. He has his defenses for a reason. It's what's helped him survive this long. So, just have the kindness and the patience to wait out the storm because, he will calm down. He'll come back to you. And he will be contrite. If if he loves you and he cares about you, he will be contrite and he'll come back and, he will be apologetic because he does love those he loves and he doesn't, he can't control when he's going to lash out. He's just been so abused for so long. And then when when you are back with him, just, make sure he knows you care and that you understand it's okay, and that's the thing. It is okay that he lashes out like that. Everything he went through, that's one of the things. That's why he's not an easy god to serve, and that's why so many people bail on him, that, when he finally trusts you that much to show you that damaged part of him, that's when a lot of people bail. And that's actually a great amount of trust because he's showing you his hurt underbelly, and he usually doesn't do that with people. Most people just get to see the superficial pretty part. So if you're getting to see the hurt part, you're actually, you're being given a great honor because he will not do that with everyone. So just make sure you take care of him. And I know it hurts when he acts like that. It's not always easy. Sometimes he's just being catty to be catty, and you know the difference. But sometimes he's lashing out because of how hurt he's been. And just, do the best you can with it. If you do bite back, just make up as soon as you can. And, it's okay. You'll be okay. He's a loyal God. Even if you hurt each other, he'll come back eventually. Even if you, like, fine, and he storms out, he'll come back. He'll come back. Just, be loving towards him, be kind. Remember that he chose you for a reason, and he doesn't abandon those he chooses. In fact, you can't actually get rid of him. I think the people that have left him get to leave him for a while. I think he will probably sooner or later have them back. I'm pretty horrified to hear that, but I think he probably will. He's extremely loyal. He really is. And I hope that helps, guys. And, just take care and blessed be. Bye-bye.